Are you after a sturdy wallet that can take a hyper beam, look cute like a Gardevoir, and be slim like a Sudowoodo? Well, I got you covered. Introducing the Ridge Wallet. A slim, sexy way to carry around your cards and cash. I've used the Ridge Wallet for over 69 years now. The Ridge Wallet comes in a variety of styles to suit your everyday needs. These are some of the wallet styles I like the best, like the carbon fiber, the titanium, the gold. Really nice, cool designs to make you stand out. They also have some neat products to complement your wallet, like a bottle opener, pens, backpacks, charging, knives, you name it. You can get 15% off your purchase today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/PIMPNITE. That's right, ridge.com/PIMPNITE, and use code PIMPNITE, link in the description of the video. Cheers, Ridge, for the channel sponsor. What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we made full new moves Pokemon team for Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Now, as a lot of the moves were actually taken out of the game, there's a couple of Pokemon that got some really interesting moves, and we'll be covering them in this video. First battle, this is against Salty Bear, and I've got 3 battles for your entertainment today. Now, I'll be explaining each individual Pokemon and the new move that I got in a BDSP. If you enjoy the theme, people, please drop a like on the video. Very much appreciate that. Only takes 1 second. Okay, so we've got a Ninjask leader. It's looking nice and fresh and gold. I've got a Shadow Ball, Uproar, Nasty Plot, and Ice Beam Delcatty. Max speed, max special attack. Now, the new move that Delcatty gets is Nasty Plot, so it's got a way to boost its special attack. Not that its special attack is absolutely incredible, but it gives it a nice way to boost its special attack by 2 stages. So I thought I'd be running a fully special Delcatty set. So now we got the Ninjas going for a sword dance there. It's going to be going for a false swipe. They're trying to disrespect me with false swipe, but Delcatty is way too bulky. And I'm going to be going for an Ice Beam, and that is the end of the Troll false swipe Ninjas. One time I did a sweep and I actually did false swipe only. I can't remember which one it was. It was a while ago. Next Pokemon we got here is going to be Milotic. Now, Milotic is super thick. That's why they call it Milotic. Now, I've got Uproar. That's the best special move I can go for here, and does pretty good damage to Milotic. Now, my ability on this is going to be Cute Chub. Milotic's going to go for a Surf, and that is the end of Delcatty. But cool to see Delcatty, of all Pokemon, getting a new move. Now, the next Pokemon, there actually is another Pokemon that's quite similar to that as well, but we'll get to that in a second. Now, the next Pokemon I'm going to swap in here is going to be Chatot. Now, Chatot's a pretty cool Pokemon, and its new move that it gets is going to be Parting Shot. So, a Parting Shot Chatot. I gave this Chatter and Attract and Roost as well, so I tried to incorporate the new move with some other strategies on the Pokemon. So, I'm going to go for a Parting Shot on the Milotic. Now, I did this because I was like, okay, time to find out what ability Milotic has got. Has it got Marvel Scale, or has it got a competitive? I had a bad feeling it's probably most definitely going to have competitive, and my question was answered there right away. And Milotic's about to sweep my team. Now, I've got Chatter on there for 100% confusion, but I might use the Chatter a little bit later on. We're going to be going into Regigigas now. Now, Regigigas' new move that gets is Rock Climb. So, normally, since the best normal type move to run on a physical like user would be like Return or Frustration. But since Return's not in the game, or Frustration aren't around, we're going to be making use of Rock Climb. I forget which one it was. One of them is in and one of them is out. So I've got a Rock Climb Regigigas here, and I've got Protect, Thunderwave, and Knock Off. I've got max speed and a max attack. Now, the thing about Rock Climb, it's got 85% actually. It's also a glitched move too. So you'll get to see when I use Rock Climb. It was in yesterday's video. There's a lot of funny moments with that. With the move, Rock Climb has a chance of confusion too, so it's quite good if you can get like a paralyze and then a confusion on the opponent. And I've also got Protected to stall out the slow start, because after the slow start wears off, Regigigas is it's a force to be reckoned with. That's always the hard thing with Regigigas, getting those 5 turns to pass by very, very quickly before it gets like owned right. The item I gave Regigigas was the leftovers, just for a little bit of extra sustain rate. Now, we're paralyzed on Milotic. Things are going pretty good at the moment. I'm going to go for Knock Off here. However, we got the Milotic swapping out, so I was going to get rid of the leftovers, but I guess they didn't want to risk me setting up with Regigigas there. They could have got paralyzed a lot of turns in a row. In comes a Lopunny here. It's looking pink and looking fresh. I'm going to go for Knock Off here. It does some very good damage. It's got an Amulet coin. They're trying to make that bank right off me. They're getting that bread. It's got payday, right? Now, I've got a little bit of leftover recovery on Reggie. I feel like I can probably have 1 to 2 attacks from Lopunny. Now, this is bait, right? I definitely think this has got limber, and they want me to waste a turn and go for the Thunder Wave, so I'm going to go for a Rock Climb. Here comes a Headbutt from the Lopunny. It doesn't do a lot of damage. I don't get flinch. Here comes a Rock Climb glitch, and I got a confusion. Like, oh, this is awesome. So I got the confusion there, and we're going to watch the health bar go down. Now, once again, if you didn't watch yesterday's video, the health bar, the damage actually comes in after the turn, so it's super, super weird. So I did a lot of damage. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I'm going to go for a second Rock Climb here and hopefully take this out. I wish I went for a Protect there. And that is the end of Regigigas. If I went for a Protect out, not only would I have been still alive, the Lopunny would have taken itself out recall damage. It would have been amazing, but who knew? Next Pokemon is going to bring in is going to be my Chatot. Since the Lopunny only has a little bit of health left, I can go for Chatter. Now, one thing about Chatter too, if you are wondering, back in the old 4th gen days, if you can remember this, you could actually input you could say something with Chatter, right? Input your voice, so you could be like, when you use the move Chatter, you could be like, oh, get wrecked, scrub, or something like that, when it uses the move Chatter. But obviously it's not like that in the game anymore, because you know, people are going to abuse that. You know it's going to get abused. So anyway, that's the end of my Chatot. It got kicked out of here. I'm going to bring in Yanmega. Its new move that Yanmega gets is Sword Dance, which is actually pretty interesting. Yanmega gets some cool physical moves, and I made this bulky physical set, which worked very, very well. Probably one of the best Pokemon on my team. We got max health, and we got max attack, Adamant Nature. I've got the ability Speed Boost, and I didn't give it any Speed EVs at all, because Speed Boost is going to help me out. Now, I've got Leech Life for Sustain, and for damage, and I've got Aerial Waste just for 100% accuracy and nice stab too, and I've also got Steel Wing for Rock-type Pokemon, so it's not a bad set. It's actually pretty powerful and gets, I don't know, if you can get at least one Sword Dance up, use Leech Life for Sustain, and you know that, like, it's quite defensive, except for the Stealth Rocks on the field. But yeah, that's another story. It's quite good if you can get a couple of Sword Dance up. It generally can sweep through the opponent's team. Now, the next Pokemon to come in is going to be Salamence. I can go for Aerial Waste, but deep down I know that Aerial Waste is not going to be able to take it out without a critical hit. Maybe I should risk a Sword Dance. I know that Salamence probably has some sort of flying type move here. So I was like, you know what? Let's take the risk and see if we can get this one going. So I'm going to go for a Sword Dance here. That's going to give me a plus. Now I'm at +3 in attack because my attack got dropped one stage by the Salamence earlier on. And the Salamence has flown in the sky. Now, even though Fly is a 2-turn move, it still hits very, very hard and nice base power. So I got to hope I can live this. So I've got max health. I've got reasonable bulk on Yanmega. I went for a third Sword Dance here. I was like, okay, if I win this and survive this matchup, I feel like I'm going to win the game here. And Salamence is going to take me out in one shot. I thought I had a chance of actually living that. And then I seen the Life Orb. I was like, oh, okay, yep, that makes sense. It was worth a try. There's not much I could have done there. I feel like Aerial Waste maybe would have done, let's say, round half. Now, the next Pokemon here and the new move is Propass, and its new move against is Body Press, which is actually really, really cool. Body Press is all based around your defense, right? So we're going to be running our Iron Defense Body Press set, which is really, really good on Propass because its defense is already really high. So it very, very much suits its Pokemon. Now we've got the Beautifly swapping in here. Actually, it's not much of a change on the shiny, but I actually quite like that. It's going to be a Quiver Dance set. So normally Bug-type Pokemon struggle to hit Steel-type Pokemon. I was thinking off the top of my head here, it might be able to use something like Giga Drain. That's about it. Its bug moves are going to do hardly anything. So I thought, well, this is free real estate. I might be able to set up a couple of Iron Defense here and see if we can get a sweep going. I've also got the classic PIMPNITE Rest Sleep Talk combination on there as well. I really tried to capitalize just using this move because just for this theme team, right? I could have easily given it some other moves just for a little bit of coverage too. Like I could have given it just, I don't know, Power Gem. That would have dealt with this Beautifly in 1 second. So we got some nice offensive boosts on Propass here. The EV Spread. That is max health and max special defense. The ability is Sturdy, and the item is Choppleberry, because this thing is really, really weak to fighting moves on the ground. So I did very, very good damage there with Body Press. I was extremely happy with that. However, I was very worried about one Pokemon coming in, and it was Miss Magus. Unfortunately, they now have called my bluff. I've got no other moves to use against it. I was sort of hoping they'd send it in a little bit later on, but I've got to swap it out, so it's obvious now that I don't have any way to hit them at all. We're going to go into Mightyena, the last Pokemon, and great to see Mightyena being used again. And Mightyena actually gets Nasty Plot as a new way to boost its special moves. So It's not the greatest because Mighty Eater's special move pool is extremely barren, but it's actually kind of nice. It gives it a way to boost its special attack a lot, and you can use moves like Dark Pulse and Shadow Ball. Now, it used to get Incinerate, but of course that move was yanked from the game, so that would have been great to hit Steel types with. This is very important. I went for the flinch on the Dark Pulse here. I got a flinch on Miss Magia. So if I had not got that flinch there, that was game. Because all I had left was old Mario nose, right? So I went for another Shadow Ball, a little bit of disrespect. And that is the end of Miss Magia's. That was one lucky flinch. Now, the item I've got in this is Toxic Orb because I've got the Quick Feet ability. You could definitely run Flame Orb on here. That was just the item I had available at the time. But yeah, with the Quick Feet, if your status, it's going to go boost your speed by 1.5 times. So it's pretty quick, Mighty Eater. The EV spread I gave it was max speed. I gave it, it was Timber Nature and max special attack. The other move was a Hyper Beam as well. So in comes Milotic. I know I'm never going to be able to get around this with Mighty Eater's abysmal special attack. I'm going to need at least... Wow, I don't even know. I'd probably need +6 in special attack to take out my team. So I went for a Hyper Beam here. It's not something you do on a Mighty Eater very often, so I took full advantage of it. And it did pretty good damage. Poor Milotic actually didn't get to attack me at all, but it's just going to be a meat shield here, and I'm going to faint to the Toxic Orb anyway. So it would have been good if I had a Flame Orb there. I would have stayed around a little bit longer. On the physical variants, it's good to use Toxic Orb because it won't halve your attack stat. But on the special one, Flame Orb would have been really nice. Last Pokemon is the Propass. I've got a couple of Pokemon to deal with here still. When you look at it, I've got Milotic, I've got Salamence, and I've got Beautify. Now, I don't know if Salamence got much to hit me with. It's shown that it's got Fly. It could have Earthquake. I don't really know at this stage. So here comes a Surf from Milotic. I thought I might get hit a little bit harder than that, but it's okay. I say they've got a fair bit invested in bulk, judging on the damage I've done to them already. So this actually gives me an idea. I might be able to get a couple of Iron Defense up here. I'm going to play risky because I'm way down at the moment. It's 1 versus 3 here, so I'm going to take all the risks and go for the high reward. And Milotic is going to get paralyzed, which is very, very good for me because that enabled me to get another Iron Defense off, further boosting the power of Body Press, of course, when I use it. Now, when you look at Propass, right, when you look at its little, I guess they're sort of like arm things, it actually looks like a little nose pass there. And another cool thing about Propass, it's really cool, when it goes to sleep, the top of its head actually goes down. You get to see it. It's just a nice little touch there. So here comes the Surf. Surf is a 3-hit KO against my Propass. That actually did a little bit more than what the first Surf did. So I'd say that was would have been closer to max damage, and the other one would have been closer to minimum, right? Now, hoping for a Body Press here. Really praying here for the sleep. There you go. You can see it's close. Like the little thing came down its head. I got the Body Press. It's awesome, right? And that absolutely dominates the Milotic. That was very, very good there. A great roll on Rest Sleep Talk for once, right? Next Pokemon is Beautify. I know that I can take this out. We already sort of did this dance before. There's no Miss Maggie. It's a swap in now, so it's free real estate. Here comes a Giga Drain here. Obviously, there's no time for them to set up Giga Drains. Quiver Dancers, not Giga Drains. Imagine setting up Giga Drains. So you could, I'm not sure what you would do. So I'm going to go for a Sleep Talk here, hoping I can get a Body Press right and I get a classic Iron Defense. Or at least it wasn't rest, right? So I've got 3 Iron Defenses up here. I am primed and ready to go when that Salamence comes out. If it's a fully physical set, I don't know. Even an Earthquake, I'm going to eat that like a snake. So Beautify's going to get a little bit more health here, but we've already established that, Body Press was easily going to be a 2-hit KO, right? And that is the end of Beautify. Looks very, very nice. And I guess that is it a gold? I'd say it's more of a dull yellow. I'm not sure. So here we go. We got the classic 3-minute timer on the screen. You know how much I love this sort of stuff. And in comes Salamence. It's going to drop my attack. Doesn't matter. We're running a Body Press set, so it's all good. We're using our defensive set. So the move Salamence has clearly got here to use against me. Our only move is Crunch, and that is going to do nothing. In fact, I think Life Orb did about as much damage to the Salamence as it did to me. So just in case that I had something like Earthquake, I lived on like 1 health and did a merch bug. I went for the rest there just in case. So now I'm fully back to full health, and Salamence is going to go for a fly. So Salamence is clearly walled here. Let's say Crunch critted me. That's not going to do anything, right? That wouldn't even do half health to Propass. It is really, really bulky, and with max health and it's, nice as base defense. We won't even take in the iron defense boost there into calculation there. It's going to be able to tank Salamence all day long. Unless Salamence had access to maybe Dragon Ants, but then I need to use Dragon Ants. In the meantime, I could simply use Body Press. Like, I feel like Body Press is going to be a 1 to 2 hit KO here, right? So getting a nice Sleep Talk reset, it was only a matter of time, let's be real about that. And Salamence's other move is Protect, so that's not going to do anything to it all. I can simply go for a Body Press here because I'm going to wake up this turn. There's no point going back to sleep because I know how well I can tank these moves from the Salamence or frankly any Pokemon on their team if they're still around. And Body Press is going to one-shot the Salamence, and that, my friends, is the game. But the key moment in that battle was the Mightyena getting the flinch on the Mismagius. That was crazy there. Like, I absolutely needed that. Thank you, Salty Bear, for the battle, and I hope you're not too salty about that one. It was a fun battle, but I'd be salty about that flinch though. Next battle here, this is against Cotmycent, and we got a Kricketune lead. Cool to see Kricketune again. Haven't seen this one for an enormous amount of time. So I thought, well, Kricketune lead, let's set up with Nasty Plot Delcatty. Maybe I can live 1 or 2 attacks, judging on what the Kricketune set's going to be, of course. So Kricketune is going to be setting up a sticky web there, so bye-bye to all my speed. I popped the Uproar here, and Kricketune got dropped, right? It's like this the other night, right? I'm pretty sure crickets can throw their voice. Like, you hear this chirping noise. Like, I was sitting in my office, right? And there's this cricket in the background. It was chirping like crazy. So I feel like I located the spot for it, right? I'm dead set staring at this little... It's sort of like a little vent in my roof. I don't know why they have them off. But anyway, I lived on 1 health there, by the way, without a focus. That's back to the cricket store anyway. I looked and I looked and I looked, and it wasn't there. And then I sort of went like, I don't know, probably a couple of meters to the right, and then it was there. But I don't know, it was somehow like throwing his voice. It was crazy. That's the cricket story for today. Anyway, that is the end of Delcatty. I did live on 1 health there without a sash, which was really cool. And now we're going to go into Mightyena and see if we can clean up this Empoleon. Now, I might be able to live one move really badly. I mean, Mightyena and Delcatty aren't exactly what you call the bulkiest Pokemon in the world. Another thing to note about this team too, they were very, very weak to fighting type moves. Also, another cool Pokemon that gets a new move is Raticate. It gets Sludge Bomb. That's really, really cool. I was thinking that for a second there. That'd be cool on Dynamax because you boost its special attack, but we don't have Dynamax anymore. So anyway, we got the Honchkrow swapping in here. I went for a Nasty Plot and Empoleon swap. I was like, okay, that's really cool. Here comes a Air Cutter. Now, Air Cutter does have a nasty habit of actually critting. I think this might be a super like Honchkrow with Air Cutter, a special set. And yeah, that's a clear 2-hit KO. Unfortunately, my Hive Beam is going to miss on the Honchkrow, and that is it for Mightyena. So first battle, it was the MVP. Second battle, he would have loved to get a Hive Beam off, but he got denied. I guess that's RNG for you, right? Always comes around full circle in the end. We're going to come to into the chatter. I didn't go for the chatter. I'm going to go for some scum here, right? Chatter is 100% confusion. Like, this move is really, really, like, it's actually kind of broken, right? I guess that's why they only taught it to a chatter, right? Now, Honchkrow is going to hit itself with confusion, which is great. That is going to allow my Chatot to go for another chatter. Here, my Chatot to go for another chatter. My Chatot to go for another chatter. They do sound the same, like, real talk. And that's enough for to take out the Honchkrow. Now, my EV spread on the Chatot was actually kind of interesting. I ran this as max health and max speed. I didn't even get any special, like, attacking EVs at all. Now, I had Bright Powder as the item and the ability, I think it was Keen Eye. And the Houndoom comes in, right? He lands the attack, and it steals my Bright Powder. But since I got Keen Eye, it's all good right there. We know I'm definitely not going to miss. Next Pokemon to come in is going to be Ampharos. Now, Ampharos is going to be able to take me out with a Thunderstroke. Let's be real. So go for the chatter here. What I'm going to do, I was like, let's get the confusion first, and then I can go for attract. So I can get the attract and the confusion at the same time. That was the whole sort of strategy with this. I wonder what Chatot's actually saying when it uses parting shot. Like, is it dropping some like sneak distance or anything like that? Or are they trying to roast the opponent? Anyway, so we got Chatot swapping out there. I feel like that's an interesting move on Chatot, but the bad thing about that is, say if there's entry hazards on the field, Chatot is not going to be lasting too much longer. Also, I was thinking about running Boom Burst on it there, just for some like decent sort of damage, but I know you can get Boom Burst on Chatot at the moment, since it's a breeding move and no Pokemon get it level up. The only thing I was thinking is you might be able to catch it if you can get it underground, like quite a few Pokemon you can catch with egg moves. So I don't know, like if anyone's actually found something along those lines, but that would probably have to wait. If you're a Chatot user to get your Boom Burst on, you're gonna have to wait to that home compatibility or whatever compatibility is going to be. We don't even know yet, right? So anyway, back to the battle here, and Propass is going to get hit by a focus miss. That'll actually allowed me, that first miss allowed me to set up a iron defense there. Look at the sweet damage that body press does, almost taking out Ampharos. Ampharos is definitely not a, it's definitely not a squishy Pokemon. It's pretty bulky. It's going to be able to take me out with 2 focus misses. But pretty good performance here by Propass. Weaken that Ampharos right down. Now, I can actually bring in Chatot here and clean up the mess with the Chatot, and even though it's not very effective, Ampharos has only got a little bit of health there, and it's just a little bit of added disrespect, right? So, bye-bye Ampharos. Now, we got a Houndoom left, and we got a Empoleon. Now, I can't do a lot to Empoleon, but Gligar's going to come and say, okay, Gligar, well, let's go for a Chatot again. I'll be real, I just spammed Chatot as much as I could there. It wasn't doing heaps and heaps of damage, but it's just an annoying move to verse, because say if you're versing a Chatot, right? I mean, Chatot isn't exactly what you call bulky, right? It can be one-shotted very, very easy. But if it's faster than you, and it can hit you it's got reasonable special attack, and it's got access to stuff like Nasty Plot too. Like, it can cause, like, a lot of problems, right? And Boom Burst is, like, you know, a very strong move on it too, when it's available. So go for another Chatter there on the Gligar. Almost take it out with a nice juicy crit. Unfortunately, Gligar's going to get through all the scum and take out my Chatot with a Rock Slide. But solid performance there with the Chatter. I mean, I wasn't even running a scrap of special attack even, you see it. That would have caused, like, I guess it would have caused way more problems in damage at least, but I just wanted to rely on the confusion of that take. Next Pokemon I'm going to bring in the Yanmega. I thought the time is right to send this in. I can't really set up a Sword Dance against it, but sorry, a Sword Dance against a Gligar, because it's just going to roll me with Run Rock Slide. Like, even with max health, nah, I'm definitely not going to risk that. So in comes Empoleon. Now, Steel type's obviously a type that Yanmega struggles against a lot, especially if you're running a like a physical set. And I thought, well, I feel like I can leave one hit from Empoleon. It depends what sort of move it is, though. So here comes the Surf from Empoleon. Surf does a lot of damage there, doing a very, very big chunk of damage. And I've got my +1 in speed. Now, what I can do is go for Leech Life there, and that is actually enough to take out Empoleon. Now, if Empoleon had a little bit more health than that, like, it wouldn't have worked. Like, it would have taken me out. So, I got a little bit of health sustain back there on my Yanmega. Now, that's actually going to set me up for the Houndoom. Now, Houndoom normally would be able to take me out easy in one shot, and I've got that +1 in speed, so I can simply go for Aerial Ace here. It's not going to miss, and Houndoom is going to be one-shotted there by the +2 Yanmega. And that, my friends, is the second battle. Hope you had fun there with this team, and let's get on to battle number 3. This team was difficult. This is a battle against Rukia. I don't know if I said that one right. This was a very, very difficult team, right? Like, as in competitive, right? So I was like, man, I was looking at the team preview. I'm thinking, man, I'm probably going to get I'm going to get 6-0'd here. So we're going to Shuckle lead. We all know what Shuckle's going to do. So I looked in the team preview thinking, well, they'll probably lead with Shuckle. They'll start setting up every single entry hazard under the sun. So I might be able to get this going with Mighty. Now, this was the time I really wish I had the Flame Orb, right? Because Flame Orb would be doing hardly any damage at all. And I'd be able to set up against this Shuckle and, you know, go for the maybe get a flinch, right? So that was +2. That's pretty good damage. They're going to knock off my item, which is my Toxic Orb. Obviously, you know, that's not going to do a lot of damage. Now, I don't think it's got any real other offensive moves here. I say that it's purely using this as setup fodder, and if it faints, it faints. You know, it sort of did its job. So setting up a second Nasty Plot here on my Mighty, you know, that's pretty dang good special attack now. Like, that's a force to be reckoned with, because I've got the quick feed up, +4 in special attack, and I've got the capacity to get it a flinch with Dank Pulse too, which is very, very good. The only thing about special Mighty, it lacks the coverage. Well, not that you're really going to use a special Mighty, but if you were, it really does lack the coverage against other Pokemon. So, you know, Shadow Ball and Dark Pulse isn't really exactly what you call amazing coverage, right? I would have liked to have, I mean, even if you had Incinerate, right, it still isn't great, because it just needs, like, something else there, right? Anyway, that is the end of Shuckle. Very, very good performance. You probably wouldn't see a special Mighty ever take a Shuckle out, so enjoy that way you can. Next Pokemon is Empoleon. I'm like, man, this is good. This is very good. And then it's going to pop an Aqua Jet, and Mighty, it lives there. I was like, nice. Very, very good. Go for the Dank Pulse again there on the Empoleon, and Empoleon lived on 1 health, and it had a Focus Sash. Come on! So I didn't expect that at all. Very, very nice play there, putting a Focus Sash on Empoleon. I don't know why you do that for outside of a meme. Not that I mean, I can't talk anything. Like, this is like the the teapot joke, whatever it is. Anyway, so swapping in the chatter here, I can go for a chatter and take Empoleon on one health, but man, focus Ash Empoleon. Like, Empoleon's got good typing. I mean, it's quite a difficult Pokemon to just one-shot, you know? So that's the end of Empoleon. Next Pokemon is Magmortar. Now, this Pokemon... Oh, man, this Pokemon caused me a lot of problems. So I went for the parting shot here. This thing's got a huge amount of special attack, and it's got a decent amount of, variety of moves on the special side, too, that I was kind of scared of. So I knew that Chatot would take some unnecessary damage from Stealth Rock there, but I thought it's a sacrifice, right? Let's go into Pro Bust and let's see what moves us got. So I'm gonna get Sticky Webbed in. Not that it matters at all. I thought if I can get a couple of, heck, if I can get one body press off with the Iron Defense, that should be enough to take it out. If it doesn't have Focus Miss. Unfortunately, Magmortar is going to have a Focus Miss, and it's going to land the first turn. Chople Berry didn't even matter because they got a critical hit. It just completely wiped me in one shot. Man, there's nothing I can do there. Like, that would have been bad. Because let's say they hit that, right? I believe it would have done around, let's say, half health with the Chople Berry, right? Then they would have had to risk to go for another one. If they didn't want to risk to go for another one, they would have to go for Flamethrower. I would live that and be able to get the one-hit KO Body Press. So it was lucky they got that crit. That gave them like an instant win against Probust. Anyway, we're going to swap in the chatter there. I just went for this chatter on the Magmortar. I was just desperately trying to do some sort of damage to it and just try and take Magmortar out because it was very scary with the, it's not a Lucario, but it's still got a very powerful, fighting type move. And if they do get reasonably lucky and land all of them when they need to, it's going to be bad. So Chatot is unfortunately not going to be able to get around that either. My opponent is simply getting all the RNG at the moment. Like, nothing is going my way. So that's how it is sometimes in battles, right? Sometimes you get great luck, sometimes you get trash luck. So going to Delcat here, I was hoping that Focus Miss would miss there, and I could get some damage off with the Uproar, or they may hit themselves in confusion, and they get through the confusion, and they land the Focus Miss. So nothing is going my way here. It's looking nasty. I got to be real here. So I've got, look what I've got left. Actually, looking at my team, I think 4? No. The only one that can really truly swap into a fighting move is Yanmega, but it's a Magmortar, and there's Stealth Rocks on the field. It's bad. So now we got the Magmortar hitting itself in confusion, thank God, because I think the battle would have been over right then. So I was like, okay, relax. Let's see if we can clutch and get back in this game. At least let's get rid of this Magmortar, right? We've got to work on this. I was a little bit worried about Flame Body too, but I was like, I just want to get this off the field, so I won't worry about that. Hopefully it won't happen. So go for the Airways, and that is it for Magmortar. I mean, after all that RNG, I was like, I have to get a little bit of luck, right? Something's going to go my way. So that's the end of Magmortar. Very, very nice. In comes Lucario. So like, well, Lucario is probably going to have Bullet Punch, or it's going to have Extreme Speed. Bullet Punch won't take me out. So it's going to go for Extreme Speed. Since I'm running the bulky set, which allows Yanmega to live a lot of those priority moves, even on half health, I was able to get an Airway swap here, and Lucario lives. I'm like, man, unfortunately, Yanmega's attack isn't quite enough. After a Sword Dance and Airways, it's not super powerful, right? It's not by no means super powerful at all. I was lucky, though, that Lucario actually had Life Orb, because that would have been like a crazy counter to deal with, like with what Regigigas is my last Pokemon. So that's all I got left, Regigigas, and we got a Gardevoir. Now, the funny thing here, Gardevoir is actually going to, if it's got, I was like, oh, it's got Trace, it's going to trace my slow stuff. That's a really good ability to trace, right? So what I need to do is I need to stall out the 5 turns. The last Pokemon worried me a fair bit there because I didn't have a lot to hit it with, but I was like, man, I got to deal with this Gardevoir right now. Like, what's going to happen? So all the shenanigans happened there. I slow start covered. He got traced, and I outspeed and went for the Thunder Wave, paralyzing the Gardevoir. So that's a good start to the battle there. I thought about going for the Protect turn 1, but I just went for the Paralyze straight out. Unfortunately, now Gardevoir's got Will-O-Wisp, the only move that Regigigas really would have worried about. So now I've got Slow Start and I'm burned at the same time. It's not looking good. It is not looking good at all. Now, the EV spread on Regigigas, if I didn't mention that already, was max speed and max attack. Normally, I tried to run Regigigas like insanely bulky with like max health. And like, sometimes I run like max health, max defense, or Salt Vest set, but Salt Vest isn't in the game, I believe, so it's another good item not in the game. But yeah, that's how it is. This one, I went for a very offensive set, where I'm trying to get as much rock line damage as possible. Now, the Gardevoir got a nice stroke up there going for the Psychic, and it dropped my special defense by 1 stage, which is very, very problematic, because if it lands another one, it's almost going to be able to take me out. So nothing is going my way at the moment. Absolutely nothing. Like, it's terrible. Now, if I can take this Gardevoir out, I do have somewhat of a chance, but Rock Climb really wasn't doing a lot. Oh, we get to see the Rock Climb glitch again. And to top things off, the Gardevoir has got Wish as well. So it's got a decent special attack stat already. It's got a -1 on my special defense, and it's got Sustain from the Wish, which is bad, you know. I'm going to almost need to 1 to 2 hit KO this with a burn, which is, it's not going to happen while a slow starts on the effect. So I need to stall this out. I got to get my act together, right? It's when you wake up in the morning, you roll out of bed, and you fall on the floor. Your act isn't together. Actually, that's why it kind of hurt. Anyway, back to the battle there. So getting some more leftover recovery here. Trying to make use of this, Regigigas as much as I can. It's my last Pokemon. I really have to take this Gardevoir out. So I finally get my act together, going for the Rock Climb here, and I get a Confusion. I'm like, great, that's finally a little bit of luck. This could, this maybe might be able to turn the tide of the battle, right? And Gardevoir hits itself with Confusion. As you can see, when the Confusion kicks in, it rolls in with the damage of the Rock Climb. What is going on? So it actually delays the damage of, say if you do damage on that turn to the Pokemon too, it gets delayed after that. It rolls in with Rock Climb. That's crazy. So going for another Rock Climb here. Gardevoir is going to be able to live that one. It hits itself in Confusion, and the damage gets added again. Oh, man. Oh, like, seriously. I got to say this. How does this stuff not get tested? Like, surely, did they not get to TM100? Did they just go to TM99? What's going on? So anyway, Gardevoir's going to go for a Protect here, and they're just sort of like just delaying the inevitable there. Like, Burn is not going to be doing, I think Leftovers and Burn are doing about the same. What I have, like 101 health, and then I got burned after this. So 101, and then, yeah, exactly. So that changed nothing, really. Just trying to stall PP, I guess. Here comes a knockoff, and that is enough to take out the Gardevoir. So I clawed my way out of that matchup to get rid of Gardevoir. So there's one more Pokemon left here. Slow start is gone, however, I am burned. And the next Pokemon to come in here is going to be very, very bad, because it is a Tyranitar. I was like, whoa, man, what can I do to this? So my first thoughts here were to go for the Thunder Wave, and then I was going to spam Rock Climb so I could get Parafusion possibly, bro. It's going to come in and go for a Stone Miss, and that's the end of Regigigas. So I actually think I did very, very well in that battle, considering everything that happened. Hope you enjoyed this video, people. I'll catch you tomorrow for a new upload. Peace out.